Good morning. It's the morning of the 9th. We had some heavy rain last night. I just wanted to show you this. It's kind of amazing. I obviously didn't flip my boat over for the rain. Look how much water is in the boat. It's like 4 inches of water in the boat from the rain we had last night. That is some intense rain. That is insane. Glad I was underneath this guy. It's about 12:40 on the 9th of July. I am I'm downstream of Richmond, and I'm putting him in my canoe. Grant was a big help. He helped me get down here. He let me camp on his property last night, which was great because we got so much rain. I left the canoe upright, and there was 4 inches of rain in the bottom of the canoe this morning. I had to bail it in order to flip it over and dump it. But I'm on the river. I got a full supply of food. I got 4.5 gallons of water. And my next stop is Norfolk. So not only did Grant let me stay on his property for the night and charge my devices and drop me off downriver of Richmond, but he also had me ship a new pair of glasses to his house, and he said he would figure out how to get them to me once they arrived in a week or so. He said he'd probably just do a road trip and bring them to me. So that's super helpful. I can't explain how helpful that is, because not being able to see is super annoying. Anyway, I'm heading downriver. We'll see how far I get before call it good. We still have several days of rain coming up, so I'm looking for someplace high and dry where I can camp for probably a day or two. We'll see how it happens though. Massive power plant right on here on the river. Not the most appetizing place. I'm gonna keep paddling. It's kind of cool in its own massive way, I guess, sort of. I gotta keep paddling. For some reason, it's acting like I'm going upward more than going downriver. My canoe keeps wanting to float the other way. Vultures in the water picking at something. I'm certainly not going to go over and check and see what they found, but I've never seen something like that before. This is the second light pole that I've seen along this stretch of river. Doesn't seem like the kind of thing you would expect to see along a random unimproved section of the river, so I don't know what's up with that. We are getting pretty close to this bridge, but that doesn't explain why there would be such a massive light pole right here on the side of the river. Let me check see if what Google Maps has up there. That's weird though. There's a large tugboat coming up behind me. I get over as close as I can to this shore. That's kind of cool, seeing something like that big. So I guess I'll probably get used to it by the time I get to the coast, Norfolk. And then of course I'll be going through Norfolk Naval Base, or pretty close to it. Also, Grant warned me to be careful of tugboats stir up the bottom so they could get logged and waterlogged logs and stuff can come up. Also, there's a bit of a wake coming at me. Ooh. Ooh, oh, whoa, holy crap. That is a bit of a wake. Good thing you don't get seasick, right? It's about 4:30 and I arrived at this area called the Gravel Pits. It's got a nice sandy beach and some flat areas where I can set up my tent. The weather report is currently calling for about 3/4 of an inch in about 2 hours. Although it's sunny and partly cloudy right now, I'm not going to take the risk. I'm definitely going to set up my tent somewhere. Either here or down there next to that flagpole. This whole area is known as the Gravel Pits. It's mostly a fishing area, although the sandy beach allows for swimming and other activities. The Google says it's open 24 hours, so I assume nobody will care if I camp here. There's like several old grills, so other people have probably camped here over the years. I am looking for some place that I can set up that's high enough that I won't get flooded if we do get an inch or two of rain. But also, I don't want to be in the sun, because I want to be in the shade. Although I guess it won't really matter once it starts raining. Anyway, I'm going to get out in a minute and go look around for a good place to set up. Alright, so I got my canoe tied to a tree and flipped over, so even if the water gets that high, everything will stay put. My tent is up there on the little hillside underneath one of those trees. I'll be able to see my canoe, but I won't be visible from the water. Not something I'd usually be worried about, but I actually saw a police boat today, so camping on places where I'm legally not supposed to tends to be found on by the police. And the last thing I need to do is get arrested. Or fined. Ticketed. So I got set up just in time. I was in my tent for maybe 20 minutes and it started pouring on me. Not even 20 minutes. Probably 10 minutes I was in here before it started raining on me. So I'm so glad I'm nice and dry and comfortable. That's my inflatable mattress, but I might not even set it up. The ground here is pretty comfortable. Grant gave me this nice towel, which I'm using on the ground today, underneath me. I've been wanting to get like a sheet or something, but I keep forgetting when I'm in Walmart, so. Ooh. Yeah, I'm glad I got off the river when I did. When I got here yesterday, the water was about here, but it's much lower today. I thought after all that rain we had last night it would be much higher. Guess you can never tell. I'm gonna go for a swim though. So one really fantastic thing about having this secluded beach all to myself and this whole lagoon, basically, there is a boat on the other side of the lagoon way over there. But I essentially have this whole lagoon to myself. So I went skinny dipping. Jumped in, went. Added bonuses that my shorts stay dry, and I got a nice, good long swim out there. I was probably out there for 20 minutes just floating around. And then checked to make sure that it was still nobody else here and came back in. Gonna head back up to my tent. My canoe is visible if I'm off to the side, but if I'm directly out, then this clump of trees protected me from view. I'm not really concerned about people knowing that I'm camping here. I'm only gonna stay here I'm gonna stay here today. I might stay here tomorrow, I doubt it. This place is probably pretty popular on the weekends. And people that are here on the weekends might have suggestions on how I could get across the Chesapeake, although I am pretty far away, so I thought I was a lot closer. I mean, I look at it and it looks like I could be there in like a day or two, but it's actually like 80 miles, 77 miles, something like that. So it'll be 4 days to get there. Also, Grant is, like I said, Grant, the guy I stayed with, I'm shipping a pair of glasses to his house, a new pair of glasses, so, I don't want to get too far away, and the I Buy Direct says it's going to be 7 to 14 days before they arrive, so once they ship, I'll have a better idea of how far I can get, and then he just said he'd bring them to me, so I'm going to stay here today, relax, enjoy. The weather report is hovering between rain all day and rain part of the day and maybe no rain till this evening. But either way, my tent is pretty high up above. We would have to have, I want to say, 20 feet of rain. I'm a good 20 feet above the level of the river. So that makes this a pretty safe spot, hopefully. I say that, but I don't want to get washed away and die. But, I mean, I know it doesn't look like much in the camera, but I do come up a pretty good small slope to get up here. So this is a bay, and I'll show you when I edit the video, but the actual river is over on this side. But you can't see it through the trees from here. But there's a good amount of camping, and then later this afternoon I'm going to walk over there and take a look at the other half of this area. I got sand in my shoes right now. I got people down there and on the coast. I'm worried about them seeing my boat. Not worried, but I mean, obviously, if somebody comes and approaches my boat, I get up and go down there and say hello. But that's the only thing I have to worry about. It is about 8:30 on July 11th. I have gotten out of the tent, except for my Kindle, which is going out now. I need to pack up the tent, shake it out first because it's full of like dust and shit. Shake it out, walk down to the water, get my canoe in the water, get all this stuff in the boat secured, and then I'm out of here. I'm going to try to do between 8 and 10 miles today. I do need to stop somewhere and recharge my batteries because I spent the day yesterday watching videos on YouTube, so I need to recharge my batteries, but there's a couple places it looks like should be able to stop and get some power, so I'll do some miles and get some power, and I'll talk to you later. So I wanted to show you why a freestanding tent is better than a trekking pole tent in some regards. You can do this, get all the dirt out. Essentially, pick up the tent, turn it upside down, shake and bang to get all the dirt out of the tent. You can't do that with a trekking pole tent. Of course, trekking pole tents are a lot lighter than freestanding tents. If I was hiking on the trail, I would never want to carry a tent like this. It's too heavy. But because I'm paddling, I don't care so much about weight. I can just... 9 o'clock. I'm leaving gravel pits. As you can see, the trash is unfortunate. But we're heading out, making miles, doing this thing which I've come to love, despite all the hardship. Don't know how I'm going to get across.